Hey guys, let's get started here. We are going to talk about quite a few things today, and the focus really is on Bitcoin and also how Bitcoin is going to continue to grow. Talk a little bit about FUD, talk a little bit about the XRP news, and it's very important to understand where XRP is headed and deal with a lot of the issues with XRP from the past. And then, of course, talk about strategy because when I talk about Bitcoin, I talk about strategy as well, also known as MicroStrategy, because strategy is a pioneer in our industry with respect to purchasing Bitcoin as part of their treasury strategy. And there are over hundreds and hundreds of companies that are buying Bitcoin and following the same blueprint as strategy. As you know, I've got many videos that speaks to that, and I'll link some of them in this video as well. And of course, we got to talk about Ethereum, the all-time high, and how that's been outperforming in the altcoin area. So that's very important. And touch a little bit about the stable coin. So without further ado, why don't we get started here? So guys, this is very important. Things can change. Life gets complicated. Lots of innovations happen. But this particular principle, the diffusion of innovation curve, hasn't changed because this is how humans work. This is how we think. And it's important to understand where we are in this innovation curve. Okay. You can look at every single industry. You can look at every single company. You can draw this innovation curve. And in terms of adoption, in terms of stock price, in terms of the revenue, it pretty much follows this pattern. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about this. Now, right now, where are we? Before we talk about where we are, the innovators, that's the lower half. That's really the small percentage, 2.5% of the people that adopted this and got involved way back when in 2010, 2011, 2012, and all of that. But where we are today, guys, is in the early adopters. So if you are here today, you're holding Bitcoin, congratulations. You are part of that 13.5% because this is where a lot of volatility happens, up and down. FUD means fear, uncertainty, doubt. All of these things happen. So hold on to it. We're at 117,000 or thereabout, depending on what day you look at it. I don't look at these prices every day. If you're a trader, my show is not for traders. My show is for investors. But you can certainly get a lot of the fundamental information if you're a trader. So as we go through this innovation curve, guys, I truly believe, not financial advice, but I truly believe by the time we get to the laggards, those are the people that accept innovation at the very end. As an example, when cell phones came out, a lot of the people, especially the older generation people, traditional people, did not accept cell phone. They kept the home phone. Guess what? Just about none of them have home phones right now. And so on the cell phone side, they are the laggards. By the time Bitcoin gets to the laggards, we're talking about 2.5 million or higher. So it's quite interesting where we're headed. So Google this and try to understand how things work in terms of innovation. Now, guys, we hit all-time high with Bitcoin. Let me lower this a little bit. Around 124,500 was all-time high. And of course, after that, people will take profits. And boy, was it scary for some of you guys. It went all the way down to 111,000. And then it rocketed up yesterday quite a bit, all the way to 117. Pay no attention to this noise. These are for traders. The market makers will be buying and selling and buying and selling to make money. Options expire. It's a complex market maker business. If they see a lot of people are positioned long, especially leverage, they will sell it. If they see a lot of people are shorting, they will go long. This is how they make their money. This is noise, guys. I don't pay any attention to these things. So you have to be counterintuitive to huddle this Bitcoin. All right. So let's keep going here. Now, let's talk about Tom Lee. Tom Lee is a huge bull of Bitcoin as well as Ethereum. Over here, he's talking about strategy, also known as MicroStrategy. And what he's saying is MicroStrategy is like what ExxonMobil was to oil, and strategy is to Bitcoin. Very interesting way of making the connections. So obviously what he's saying is Bitcoin is gold, oil is oil, another commodity. And Exxon became multi-billion, $1 billion company based on oil, and strategies on its way. And I've got a lot of videos on strategy. Take a look at it and you will be surprised as to how well strategy is doing. Very important, guys. Huge conference is coming on Bitcoin. It's a catalyst. It's a catalyst for Bitcoin price to move up. So there's a big conference coming up in Asia. Just a quick update for you. Right here, Jerome Powell, our Fed chairman, is sitting here and saying Bitcoin is just like gold. It's only virtual. Now, this is a traditional guy. He is telling you, he is projecting what he truly believes, that Bitcoin is the future of our economy in terms of holding digital gold. So I hope you're paying attention. Everyone is sending you signals. Everyone, because change doesn't happen slowly. Yes, policies change slowly, but change happens like that. And you will feel it like that because when Bitcoin is now sitting at 117, in a blink of an eye, it could be 275. So do your homework, do your own research, and try to understand. Now back to the strategy and look at the performance of strategy. Strategy started 5 years ago buying Bitcoin. And today they are the fastest growing company in terms of returns. It's unreal. They're ahead of NVIDIA, BTC, Tesla, Meta, Google, Microsoft, even QQQ, which is the basket of technology companies. All right. Let's talk a little bit about adoption. Take a look at this. XRP. You got to love XRP now. I've got more news on XRP coming up. But now, UAE Airlines, which is Emirates Airlines, you can buy tickets using XRP. You can see slowly all these companies are beginning to accept cryptocurrency, various types of cryptocurrency, but primarily Bitcoin XRP in terms of buying whatever you want to buy, tickets, store purchases, what have you. All right. Let's talk a little bit more about adoption. Take a look at this. Back to the strategy news. California State Teachers Retirement has bought 51,000 almost strategy shares. So why are they buying strategy, not directly Bitcoin? Because there are lots of rules and regulations for these traditional types of retirement companies. They cannot buy Bitcoin directly. So that is one of the reasons why MicroStrategy started to become treasury company with respect to Bitcoin, because they knew a lot of these traditional entities cannot directly buy Bitcoin. They are buying Bitcoin exposure through MicroStrategy. So I've got a lot of videos that talks about how well MicroStrategy is going to be. MicroStrategy will become multi-trillion-dollar market cap company over the next few years. All right. Related to MicroStrategy, I've got videos of a company that is just like MicroStrategy, but based in Japan, called MetaPlanet. Take a look at it, guys. It is a sleeping giant. They are to the T following what MicroStrategy is doing. His name is Simon, the CEO and the founder of MetaPlanet, good friend of Michael Saylor. Michael Saylor constantly puts a rubber stamp on his company. And every time he tweets, you see Michael Saylor liking it. So they are doing really well. Full disclosure, I hold MetaPlanet as well. And there's a huge upside on that because in Japan, $7.5 trillion in cash is sitting in deposits. They are looking for a way to make a lot more money on their capital. So a lot of the folks are thinking about investing in MetaPlanet based in Japan. All right, let's move on. Ethereum hit all-time high back in 2021, I believe. You can see it right here. Back in 2021, it was 4,878. On my chart, Ethereum hit more than 4,878, more like 4,885. So Ethereum is well on its way to cross $5,000, probably going to beat over 10,000 before the year is over. And you can read this article that goes into some of the reasons, but this is really, really good for Ethereum owners. Next is, let's talk about XRP. Look at this. This is very good sign about XRP. Grayscale and Bitwise, they have updated their filing, an amendment on the spot XRP ETF. It's going to probably get all approved in October. So that is a lot of capital coming in to buy XRP, guys. And this is very important for you to understand because what this news is telling us that SEC is communicating with Grayscale and Bitwise. And so there are a lot of progress are being made. and legal documents are being changed, and they are going to approve the XRP ETF. Let's move on to 401k news. As you know, there's an executive order by Donald Trump that will allow you to use 401k money to buy Bitcoin. So that is a big, big news, and that is going to open up the Bitcoin price to move up dramatically. There's about $8 trillion inside of 401k that people can now invest into cryptocurrency, namely Bitcoin. All right. Last but not least is let's talk a little bit about stablecoin. I just wanted to bring to your attention stablecoin, which is the Genius Act, has been approved. And because of that, you can see stablecoin growth is expected to go into multi-trillion dollars. And what that means for USDT and USDC is they have to buy US Treasury. And take a look at this. All the people that buy US Treasury, largest buyers of US Treasury, obviously United Kingdom, Japan, Canada, Belgium, France, Norway, and look at the stable coin. Stable coins are buying US Treasury because that's mandated now in the Stablecoin/Genius Act, which was passed into law. All right, guys, if you like the material, please give me a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe, and we'll talk soon. Take care. Bye.